What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarmall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade. Get this. Jarmall Charlo willing to bypass tune-ups, march straight into Demetrius Andrade showdown. A showdown between Jarmall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, at least at one point, seemed inevitable. However, despite the years of campaigning either in or near each other's weight class, the two have danced around each other, seemingly losing all hope. Andrade, 32-0 with 19 KOs, willingly forked over his WBO 160-pound title instead of defending his crown against Janibek Alakanui. In doing so, the now 35-year-old opted to move up in weight and try his hand against the larger man. Thus far, while it's a small sample size, Andrade's transition has been seamless. On January 7th at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., Andrade's super middleweight debut went about as well as possible as he cruised to a unanimous decision over Damon Nicholson. As Andrade continued to get acclimated to life in the new weight class, he's still optimistic that a clash between himself and Charlo could come to fruition. So, Andrade picked up his cell phone and took a legitimate approach. And he said, "He called me the other day," said Charlo of Andrade to a group of reporters recently. "We talked for like an hour just trying to get this shit done." With the two attempting to hammer out a deal behind the scenes, it's unknown that Charlo's immediate plan, what they are, and in just over a month, it will be 2 years since the hard-hitting star has defended his WBC middleweight title at listless performances against Juan Macias Montiel in June of 2021. And Charlo opens up and he says, "I'll go straight into it." Let me counterpunch. I'm still not optimistic about Demetrius Andrade or Jarmall Charlo. To me, they're both inactive fighters. I think one's kind of at a stage where he's only going to do what he can do, and that's Jarmall Charlo. He hasn't fought since 2021 for a reason, okay? And we don't know all those reasons, so I won't get into it. All we know is he's pretty much obsolete. He's still a good fighter, but where is he right now? Skill-wise, he's been out of the ring for 2 years, and Demetrius Andrade, he's fought, but he's fought here and there, okay? He's went from 160 to 168, and he's willing to go back down to 160. And we just don't know. We've seen that rant of him and Chris Eubank Jr. saying and pleading almost, I don't know if he was drunk or whatever, suffering from insomnia, or I don't know. But it sounded very suspect. It sounded very, very sad. Okay, so a fight between these two would be good. It would be refreshing to that division. Okay, and I do side-eye him ever since he did run away from Zenebek. Okay, because Zenebek is the guy. He's claiming to be king at that division, and he just left. And I think when you do things like that, that reminds you that Demetrius Andrade is in the same situation he's in simply because he's done the same shit throughout his career that put him in these situations. That's why he doesn't get the fights that he wants, because he's always trying to do something else or opting out to do the unpopular thing for his career, okay? Look at the Charlo fight. I think it was Jarmall Charlo. He turned that down. Eddie Hearn ditched him because he was just figured out like, yo, this guy I can't do anything with. Canelo Alvarez shot him out of the water and told him, "You're a horrible fighter. You're a horrible fighter. Get the fuck out of here, man." So he really kind of blasted him on TV and told him like, "Yo, you suck, dude. Nobody wants to fight you, and that's it." So he's had a lot of blows, and all of his blows have been outside the ring. He hasn't taken defeat, but to this point, any of these fighters that are undefeated, it's either they chose not to take an L and just take a L outside the ring and just deal with numerous amounts of mediocrity and inactivity, or they get beat. That's pretty much it. Because if I had to guess on Makaralui, versus Demetrius Andrade, I will go with Makanuli. I would. Because I just think he's the up and coming guy. I think he's the guy to beat. And I think it's a high risk with very low reward, but someone has to fight that man. This is boxing. Sometimes it's the jobs that you don't do you get known for. It's just like any other job, pretty much. It's just you could lose your life, right? You might get beat to death out of punch drunk type situations. But there's a lot of things that could happen in the boxing ring, But with Jarmall Charlo, he's saying I'll go straight into it. Well, let's see, because I don't think these guys can move until they're told to move, okay, until they're allowed to move. And I think to the point they've been compensated so much, like daily and weekly compensation from Al Heyman, I don't think that they really want to. It's almost like a person that's like on disability or a government assistance or something like that. It's one of those situations with the Al Heyman fellows. Look at Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner broke it down better than anybody else on how Al Heyman would deal with them financially. He would just give them like daily allowances, 5,000 here, 10,000 there, 20,000 here, something just to shut them up and keep them going. So I don't think if Jarmall has been doing this for 2 years, I don't know if he's willing, or should I say willing, to get out of the funk just yet and fight for what he needs to know or what he believes in to be a fighter. So we'll see. But I'm not really optimistic about Jarmall saying, I'll go right into it. That's stupid anyway, unless he's been training. I don't know. He's the bigger Charlo. He's the undefeated Charlo, but he's not the undisputed Charlo. So we have to see what this Charlo is going to do. We will tell in time. You guys tell me what you think of Jarmall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, in talks slightly. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.